This is Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. We're on Xbox Series X, taking a look at this very interesting third main entry in the Far Cry series, being a large-scale open-world adventure. So the game is available through the 360 version as a backwards compatible title as well, but I thought it made the most sense to take a look at the Classic Edition because it's the best running and best looking take on Far Cry 3. So on Xbox Series X, while it doesn't actually note these details, as far as I'm aware, we're actually getting a 1440p resolution at 30 FPS with auto HDR support, which looks good. And yeah, it's actually pretty clean, and I know a lot of people are probably going to be a little disappointed about the fluidity, but I guess that's also because this engine has technically been kind of, above and beyond initially what it should have been. Like, it was pushing the consoles pretty hard back in the day on the 360 era, and then, kind of getting it running on the next gen consoles after that wasn't the easiest task, and yeah, that's kind of why technically it's actually kind of an impressive experience. So yeah, this is kind of a fun game, typical sort of open world game, and I think this really launched the Far Cry franchise into the sort of like mega hit that it is nowadays. Like, it's actually like a really big series, if you guys didn't know that. Like, you look at like sales and stuff like that, it does impressively well. It's like a juggernaut series nowadays. It's wild, and I really do feel that this one kind of was the big launch for that to happen. So that's kind of interesting to think about, and I'm happy to finally be showing it off here. So it's actually interesting. I have like a fun little side story to this one. I was actually the first to report that this was going to be a just a port, because this is just like a straight port of like from the PC side of things. And a lot of people were like, no, they're remastering it and blah blah blah. And I was like, no man, they're porting this. It's just like they're not going to really re-upgrade things. And it's like, how do I know that? I asked my rep. I had a really good relationship with my Ubisoft rep at the time, and yeah, I was just like, hey, can you check and see if it's gonna be like, is it a remaster? Like, what's going on here? And they did, and I reported on it. And then when it came out, you didn't see anybody coming back to say you were right or anything. But yeah, seriously, I've had a few stories in my day that I've covered. But anyways, yeah, Far Cry 3. Kind of nuts. I guess one annoyance, the open world where you're dealing with kind of collecting animals, hides and stuff to upgrade your inventory, and that can be a little annoying. But yeah, lots to do. Very much a typical sort of open world Ubisoft experience with collectibles, things to gather, conflict, shooting. Basically the gist of the story, you're on vacation with your friends. This crazy guy wants to tell you the definition of insanity, and you kind of listen a few times, and it's a little bit weird, and then you do this, there's like some travel type stuff. It's a little bit odd at the end. Definitely a little bit strange if you know what I'm talking about. It gets a little bit weird there, but yeah, definitely an interesting sort of large-scale experience that I feel is kind of improved with this iteration of it. It definitely looks better than showing off the 360 version of it, which I could have. I do have access to that one as well, but I thought this made the most sense to do. So yeah, lots of kind of world activities, things to run into, and things to do, and enemies to fight, creatures to deal with, events to take part in, and things to see. You could play this for quite a bit. You could work through the actual story stuff. There's some side missions. There's weird characters. There's weird activities to deal with. And yeah, it's just kind of a really wild sort of experience that gives you this fun, lush, tropical world. And I think that's a little bit of what Far Cry is about. Obviously Far Cry, the series has shown that they can do other locations too. I mean, you look at Far Cry 5, I think that one's really well done. They have fun with it. This one also had a very, very good spin-off, which was Far Cry Blood Dragon. I have a video for that up on the channel. Highly suggest looking into that. It's like this, but they basically did like an 80s VHS style of it. As odd as that sounds, that combination, that's honestly what it is exactly. And yeah, it's nuts. And that one again being a spin-off of this entry in the series. It's just kind of crazy and fun, and again, I highly suggest checking that one out. I think you'll have a good time experiencing that if you haven't done it in the past. Shark fetish item? Is that what that says? That's weird. Just kind of selling all of the useless stuff, I guess. Mini flashlight. Oh, well, what do I buy? Map, signature weapons. I guess I could buy like a map or something. Loot Badlands. Yeah, I need to get some like better, I don't know. I need to get some better wallets and stuff. Actually, they have melee weapons. Treble knife, way cooler. Can't use that in here. Anyways, kind of a fun game. I think it offers a fair bit of like things you can do and activities, and a riveting story experience that will. Whoa, jeez! And animals. And animals. And another thing that was hilarious is if you didn't have health packs, you had to like fix yourself, so you might have to like put your broken finger back in, or like pick out a bullet. It was just kind of funny. Leopard skin. That's what I'm talking about. And then there's this crafting system. That's what I was talking about, is the crafting system was kind of like a pain, because you had to like find specific stuff to make things. I don't know, it was just kind of annoying. Like, you need, like, goat stuff. And it was like, well, you know, I gotta find all this crap. And it's like, what really? Dog skin. Well, what do I do with this leopard stuff? Honestly, can't remember the leopard stuff. Does anybody want to trade hinds? I need pig hides. Where am I gonna find pigs? Just kill these leopards on this island. Why were they on this island? How did they get to this island? That's what I want to know. It's not like an island that leopards should be on. But yeah, like I was saying, there's lots of challenges. There's lots of things to see or do. Did I get this one done? Oh, hold to take relic. Okay. I don't know. It's a pretty cool game. I think a lot of people would say they really quite like it. Obviously, feeding into that whole Ubisoft open world system of so much activities, you don't even know what to do with yourself. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Oh crap, are you guys, I don't know how you guys got on this island, but do you have something useful? You look like a little tiny one. I need a pig though. I think I ran out of ammo. Disgusting. Deer hide. Small rocket pack. Now we've got a small rocket pack, guys. We can hold rocket stuff. And we're out of ammo, so we need to go back to the shop. Right on. Oh yeah, and then there's like the wanted stuff. They've got a lot here, and they got big booms, big explosions, lots of action. I mean, you're probably not seeing that here because we're just showing off a slice of it, but yeah, it's kind of nuts. It really is an expansive offering. Sell the red poker chips or the playing cards. How many of these do I have? Oh, should I have sold that? I maybe should have sold that. Got the leopard skins. Craft equipment. Take the memory card. Loot the container. Joker playing cards. See, just tons of collectibles. It's just the Ubisoft way, right? Gotta have a bazillion things to work towards. Wait, did I take that boat up here? I thought the boat was still on the side. Oh, did all these people die? Can I get resources from them? It'd be pretty cool if I could. Did they die from the leopards? I think it was the leopards that somehow got on this island. That makes no sense at all. But yeah, you could travel in a number of different ways. Like you could swim, you can drive boats, drive vehicles. There might be some aerial type things as well. I don't know, just kind of a wild, nuts expansion over the Far Cry series, and I think they did a pretty good job bringing it back and having a good time with your buddy Baz. Anyways, it's just I don't know, it's pretty humorous, right? And this is like, it's really really large too. Like this is, you know, like there's all this stuff down here. I guess maybe we should go down that way more. It's like just the start area, I think, too. It's something you can spend a ton of time playing if you want to, you know, adventure for a long time in this game. Like, I'm not even specifically doing, like, questing. And there's just, like, you see diamonds on the islands. It's stuff you can collect and gather. And there's creatures. There's stuff in the water, too. It's wildly crazy just how big this game actually was. And just, like, the quantity of things you can do in it, the places you can go, the action you can have, doing missions, not doing missions, exploring, running about. I know a lot of my friends used to just like actually work really hard on collectibles and stuff, so you can spend a lot of time just exploring and doing that if you want, which is kind of fun. I don't know, I think it offers a lot. Can we actually go out here right now? Oh, I think the thing is you discover the area by beating the radio tower or whatever like that, right? Yeah, I think that's what it was again. But it's a fun series. I think Far Cry in general, I mean, I quite like Far Cry 5 because I've really spent a lot of time with that one because I was reviewing it back in the day. But I know a lot of friends have a longer history with Far Cry than I do even. And going back, we've got a lot of Far Cry titles that we can... Oh, geez, my bad. Turn the boat around. You gotta give me more time than 5 seconds, you know. Oh, that's not too bad. Anyways, like I was saying, you know, there's a lot more Far Cries that I can jump into eventually down the road, like you know, like Far Cry 2, 4. I think some of the smaller ones and stuff. It's a very very long running series, and it's neat to see how it's kind of grown and changed a lot, because obviously, you know, we've got the tropical land here, and then the next one's more like mountainous, if that makes sense. Like obviously this one, we got mountains, we got hills, but also you look at the next one is more like, I want to say Himalayas and stuff like that. And then they do some apocalyptic ones, and seriously, Blood Dragon is nuts. Definitely a wild experience to take a look at, especially if you like Far Cry 3. You'll be like, whoa, this game is crazy, because I think maybe some people hadn't heard of it before, which I think is nuts, but, you know, whatever. It's, people sometimes don't hear about games, that's fine. That's how it goes. But yeah, it's just kind of nice to be on this one, taking a look at this jungle vacay that went cray. Yeah, that makes sense? Made sense to me. And it feels pretty dense too. You know, like a good sense of actually feeling like you're in a bit of a tropical kind of jungle area. Good enough detail within the environments and the cool, I don't know, lost temple type things going on too. Kind of cool vibe. Kind of a different selection of settings, and then you get some of the smaller like little towns and that. Because I guess this would be terrifying, right, in real life? Like having a group of friends and then, you know, getting caught dealing with people like this, it would just be, it would be wild. Like I don't even know how to like to expect what would happen. I don't even know what friends I would go on this kind of adventure with, but you know, the idea of it's kind of crazy. But yeah, this is actually like a pretty big temple. How do you get into this thing? I don't know, but the gist of it is Far Cry 3, big, looks cool, it's running pretty well, a neat sense of scale to it. You know, definitely a decent experience if you're kind of checking out on like a better platform. Ooh, oh, how? And the loading also, it's much better. Yeah, that's definitely improved. Where did we end up, spawn wise? Oh, up here. That's cool. Cavalry point, and there's fast travel. So you can see all these creatures. I don't know where the pigs are. There's like sharks and stuff. Is that like a bird thing? Is that where the pig is? I think there's a pig there. That's where we started. So we actually, like, as you could tell, you know, we traveled like pretty far away, right? At least I think so. We could probably fast travel back, but nah, I think that's fine. We've about shown off what we need to for the adventure of Far Cry, 3, and giving you an idea of the scale of it, and the excitement, and the things you can do in it, and the action too. Not much of the story, sorry, but it's actually a pretty cool tale if you dive into it and you want to see it again. Like the ending stuff is just nuts, but yeah, I think a lot of the fun is exploring and seeing what there is to kind of come across in this one, which is nuts. It's wild, and I think you might have some fun with it as well.